Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for you. I had a candid conversation with one of my closest friends today. I was sharing with her that when I post my YouTube videos, that here I can recognize that some people will join on, and then occasionally they drop off. One or two drop off. And it appears as if it happens in such a way it makes me think it's the same people. And it kind of makes me wonder if they're trying to control what I say, as if I'm trying to please people when I speak the truth that I bring. I'm not trying to please anybody, but the power that sends me to be here. And definitely, ladies and gentlemen, I am a sent person to do exactly what I am doing. And I've been doing it for quite some time. I'm reminded when I first started the radio broadcast, it was Love Ministry, Life of Victory Eternal. That expresses that love that I advocate every day to you about God. Then when the program, I have to change the subject, the title, a few years later, it was The Moment of Truth. The Moment of Truth. Come here, ladies and gentlemen. Come and get your love. This is the moment of truth. What am I speaking about when I'm talking about truth? I'm talking about you. I'm talking about your basic human rights. The rights that you have for being on this earth in your bodies during these times. So I guess I did that for a while, and then I moved the subject, this topic, to Paradise on Earth Unlimited. And I expanded it to cable access. Paradise on Earth Unlimited. What was I saying to the people all over the world? You can live as though you are in paradise. The message that I bring to you is about how you can achieve this. What's holding you back, where the power comes from, and who has the ability to do what has got to be done. And when it is done, it will be because those that are supposed have. And I've done that, and I've done that. And so she told me, she says, yeah, I understanding, where I've been and what I've done. She told me, she said, well, I guess what you're doing is pretty good. The problem is that the way you're doing it. And that got my attention. I've heard her say that before, but here again, it got my attention. And I said, well, what do you mean? She says, well, look at it like this. You don't have anything. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't hide that. I know, and I want you to know that I don't have anything. And she says, and you're speaking to people about all of this wonderfulness. And how can people appreciate that you can be speaking any truth to them when they see you and all they see is someone that has nothing, which represents a position that none of them ever want to be in. And that is very profound. I know you just heard that said, and right now you understand she got a point. But when she said that to me, I don't have anything, and that's why people won't pay attention. They won't listen. And so immediately the thought came to my mind, oh, so that's why they don't listen to Jesus. Because Jesus didn't have anything. Because Jesus, the story goes, born in a manger, poor, stable, that's kind of poor. But he had nothing, according to the story. And so no one wanted to listen to him. Somebody might say, well, he made the blind see. I say, well, that's what they said. But I tell you, everybody that was not there didn't believe it. In other words, in order to believe that, you had to been there. Or so associated with the situation that you could say for yourselves and only for yourselves that you believe it to be true, but no one else had to. That's what it is all about, ladies and gentlemen. You're not sure. And so when you have Jesus having nothing, and like me, got nothing, people won't listen to me. Jesus got nothing, and people doesn't listen to the message of Jesus. But what does that say about the people? Well, she says they don't want to take a chance on being like you, me, who got nothing. They don't want to be caught up in being like Jesus, who got nothing. But a lot of talk people been talking about. And then that reminded me exactly what the people want. What the people want is something that they can be deceived by, something that they can understand. You see, this message of peace and prosperity that I bring to you, the reason that I'm here is because the story says that when Jesus was on that cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And if you don't know what you're doing, then a good father, a good parent gonna choose somebody to go down there and tell them. And so I'm here telling you what you don't know. I know you mad because you think you know everything. You think that you're the smartest people on the face of the earth. You think you got a closer relationship with God than anybody on the face of the earth. But you speak about peace and you know nothing about peace. You speak about prosperity for all people and that can't even cross your mind. You talk about freedom and joy and happiness for everybody. You can't even think about that for yourselves. So somebody got to come tell you why, because what you've been listening to are deceptions. You've been listening to lies. You've been listening to dog eat dog. You've been listening about hatred and racism and bigotry and how you can con. That's the way of the world everywhere. You might have a different title than another place, but it's the same game. The evidence is all around you. You got poverty, you got crime, you got violence, you got prisons, you got people who are sick, people who are uneducated. You got all kinds of demonic stuff happening that is so anti what has been designed for you. But just to substantiate how far and how far off the mark you are, what happens? A man comes along talking about God every now and doesn't even know how to hold a book upright. Got it up crooked. Don't even know how to refer to the books. Don't even know how to refer to the chapters. But want you to believe or put that impression on your mind that he's one with God. And what does he do? He lies, he cheats, he steals. But he tells you that he doesn't do these things. Everybody else does it. And that's fine with you. But why do you accept that? You accept that, why? Because he's not like me, having nothing. He's not like Jesus, having nothing. What he is, he's like the devil. Why? Because he comes to you with a big plane with his name on it. What? For you, he's got to be somebody. You don't care what he's talking about. Then you look around and you see buildings sky high with his name on it. And he stands before you and tells you he's a billionaire, many billions. Then he stands before you and tells you he's the smartest person around. His family is the smartest. He tells you he's the greatest. He can fix stuff and nobody else can fix it. And you don't care whether he's lying or not. Why? Because he got a big old plane with his name on it. He got a building, big sky-high rise building with his name on it. He got something. He's white. You've been taught that they are super people. Look at his hair. Blonde. Eyes probably blue, I don't know. But he's all that you've been taught was perfect. And so he come before you, fitting everything, and lying his butt off. And you don't even care. Why? Because he got something. And you don't want to take a chance on being like me, who got nothing, or being like Jesus, who got nothing. Because you have been told a lie. You were not told that you exist by that power so magnificent that is able to create all existence. You were not told that you were so special that you came here with a gift uniquely fit for you so that you can be engaged in the process of creating all of the goods and services that you, the people, determine are essentially important for you. That you can have the reservoir of goods and services overflowing to the magnitude that not a human being on the face of the earth would ever have to suffer for anything. You don't have to lie, cheat, steal, kill, hate, be a racist, a bigot, but You got to believe in something you can't see. And that belief got to be made evident by what you do. Ain't no playing no games here. You think you playing a game with God, but you're screwing yourselves, because the life that was made for you is being given to the devil. And you walking around mad with each other, fussing at each other, hating each other, killing each other. Now, does that sound like a child of God doing stuff like that? And why would a child of God want to be associated with something like that? Tell me, why would someone who knows the power that created the whole universe would want to be associated with something demonic like that, except to wake it up? Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So maybe there's a reason I don't have anything. Maybe there's a reason the message of Jesus had nothing. Because we see what the truth of those that got some, we see what it does. Hey, man, they make bombs and kill people like they're flies. That's the way of those that do not understand God. But God still loves them. And it's because they are as ignorant as they are, God sent someone that they really hate, someone who got nothing, to tell them the truth. Well, I'm so glad you got a moment and giving it to listening to this post. Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.